Hey, Washington Commanders fan. Today, I bring you two exclusive news stories that could revolutionize our roster's future for the 2025 season. If you enjoy following all the backstage action, the hottest speculations, and the franchise's strategic planning, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, because this video is packed with details and connections that will make you rethink the current scenario. And, of course, we're going to reveal what the Commanders' management plans are for the coming days. So stick with me until the end and leave a like on the video, because there are plenty of reasons to get excited or worried about our management's next moves. To start, what's being debated today are the two names that analysts point to as the best trade targets to complete our team. Pass rusher Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals and wide receiver Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins. And why is this so important, fan? Because although the Commanders have invested a lot this year, the feeling is still that something is missing to transform a competitive team into an absolute favorite. First, it's important to understand how the Commanders reached a stage where they can realistically aim for impactful trades. After an aggressive offseason filled with bold decisions by our general manager Adam Peters, the roster gained significant new faces like Laramie Tunsil and wide receiver Deebo Samuel. These moves had one goal: to surround quarterback Jaden Daniels with the best support possible while he's still on his rookie contract, managing the salary cap and maximizing the chances of building a powerhouse on the field. In the draft, the team also sought specific reinforcements. Bringing in Trey Amos as a cornerback in the second round was seen as a move to add more security to the secondary, a sector that had been struggling since 2024. Additionally, linebacker Kyle Medrano, selected in the sixth round, arrives as an intriguing prospect who could surprise and offer more defensive depth. Even so, the consensus is clear: the defense still lacks that impact talent capable of elevating the team. This is where Hendrickson comes in as the main name to solve this problem. The Bengals' edge rusher not only led the NFL in sacks last season with an impressive 17, but is also seen as a player ready to wreak havoc on opponents from day one. The departure of Dante Fowler and the lack of a suitable replacement created a void that, according to many experts, prevents the team from becoming a title contender. Furthermore, Washington will have one of the largest salary cap margins in the NFL in 2025, facilitating robust negotiations and possible contract extensions. Hendrickson's situation in Cincinnati, by the way, seems increasingly unstable. The player has made it clear that he does not intend to play under current terms and has already expressed openness to being traded. In his interviews, he complains about the lack of communication, fatigue with the Bengals management, and makes it clear that he expects changes, whether it be a contract renewal or a new destination. This puts the Commanders in a prime position to make a strong move and try to close this blockbuster deal even before training camp. But if this investment doesn't happen, management's eyes also turn to the offensive sector, particularly to create an even more explosive attack. This is where Tyreek Hill's name comes up, one of the most feared receivers in the league. Reports suggest that Hill, currently with the Miami Dolphins, has expressed a desire for a change of scenery. His statistics remain impressive: 81 receptions, 959 yards, and a lot of dynamism, even in a year considered a down year by his standards. He could be the perfect third element alongside Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel, making Washington's offense almost unstoppable. Of course, the trade for Hill brings other challenges. Financial reasons are central, as Hill has a salary and bonuses estimated at nearly $28 million for the next season. Additionally, sources close to the player indicate that the desire for a trade may vary depending on the timing, which makes the negotiation even more delicate. It's a typical case of fine-tuning. The opportunity is in the air, but any misstep could be costly for the franchise and impact future campaigns. Let's remember that even with a solid group of wide receivers, adding someone of Tyreek Hill's caliber to the roster would make all the difference. Just think about how opposing defensive coordinators would have headaches trying to cover a trio of McLaurin, Samuel, and Hill. It's the kind of rare combination that could catapult the Commanders' offense to the top of the NFL statistics and place Jaden Daniels with the best offensive weapons in the league. Speaking of Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin recently highlighted in an interview with USA 9 via Sports Illustrated the quarterback's importance in the team's growth. According to McLaurin, Daniels' competitiveness, intelligence, and dedication make any play possible, and their partnership is only expected to evolve. McLaurin hopes the 2025 season will be even more brilliant, crediting the quarterback with a crucial part of the team's offensive success during difficult times and praising his ability to make improbable plays week after week. At the same time, fans demand another type of approach from management. Is it really time to go all in and risk future choices for the sake of an immediate upgrade? Or do prudence and patience still have a place in a competitive environment as fierce as the NFL? These questions divide internal opinions, and Adam Peters himself knows he's living through one of the most challenging periods of his recent tenure in the Washington front office. What's important is that, unlike past seasons, today the Commanders are truly capable of competing for something big. The roster is no longer just a collection of scattered hope and rising names, but rather a group capable of competing equally with any opponent. With one or two adjustments and these trade targets on the radar, the team can turn aspirations into reality and finally put an end to years of frustration for this unwavering fan base. Now, thinking strategically, it's worth highlighting that any trade for Trey Hendrickson would require sending something valuable in return, possibly high draft picks or players from the current roster. The cost-benefit needs to be calculated, especially considering that he is seeking not only a change of club but also a new financial deal. In the case of Tyreek Hill, beyond discussions with Miami, it would be necessary to find cap space and restructure the contract, if necessary, to maintain the financial health of the roster and not compromise future builds. The coaching staff, led by Dan Quinn, is attuned to all these scenarios. Quinn knows the importance of having decisive names both in defense and attack, and if it were up to him, the Commanders' HQ doors are open to those who can immediately add value. Moreover, the presence of players of this caliber would raise the level of training, internal competitiveness, and prepare the team to face any opponent in the playoffs. As a fan, it's impossible not to be excited about the prospect of seeing names like Hendrickson or Hill wearing our jersey. The expectation of turning the Commanders into an offensive and defensive powerhouse hinges only on knowing whether it's truly the right time to take the risk and move up a level now. Looking back at everything the team has built so far only intensifies the decision. Now, I bring you an exclusive piece of news that few are talking about, but which could be decisive for our team's direction in the 2025 season. You know that detail that makes all the difference down the road? Our schedule for the year has a unique feature in the entire NFL. I'll show you why this could be a reason for optimism, concern, and most importantly, a lot of excitement for those who follow every round. Take advantage of the start of this video to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Anyone who wants to follow everything about Washington shouldn't miss a thing. NFL.com writer Gennaro Felice went straight to the point when analyzing what makes the Commanders' schedule so different from the other 31 teams in the league. He explained why NFL schedulers love a good drama. Simply put, the schedule has marked the most decisive matchups of the year for the final rounds, including 2 clashes against the Philadelphia Eagles, one as early as Week 16 and the rematch shortly after at the close of the regular season. This is rare and could place the Commanders at the heart of the playoff race. But that's not all. Another particularity you see only here is that Washington will be the only NFL team in 2025 to finish the campaign with 4 consecutive games within their own division. This means maximum concentration of decisions in the final stretch. For the fans, there's that thrill knowing that the team's fate will be decided against the most traditional rivals, the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants, all practically together in the last games. I, as a fan, am already counting down the days to see if the team maintains competitiveness to the end and turns this sequence into an advantage. The beginning of the season presents different challenges. We will face the Giants right in Week 1, a test that can give confidence to the roster right away. In Week 7, the traditional visit to the Dallas Cowboys will be one of those games everyone already marks on the calendar. It's one of the league's most historic rivalries. However, what stands out is the long interval until we face division teams again. Only in Week 15 will we once again clash with direct competitors for the top of the NFC East. This schedule puts all the pressure on the end of the championship. The team won't have a chance to take off at the top of the group early on. On the other hand, a stumbling campaign before December could leave us in a tough spot just when everything gets more tense. Therefore, the Commanders will need to do their homework, accumulate as many wins as possible in non-division matches, and arrive intact at the decisive phase. It's at this time that the big players stand out and the fans make a difference. And, for those who love excitement, this schedule is set to make each round even more electrifying. Imagine facing 4 direct rivals, one after the other, knowing that each win could be the final push to clinch a spot, or even secure a better position in the playoffs. No other team will have this level of drama on their schedule, and the eyes of the entire NFL will surely be on our final games. It's up to Coach Dan Quinn, the team leaders, and the entire coaching staff to prepare the group for these high-pressure moments. Now, I want to know what you think about all this. Do you think this unique schedule will work in favor of the Washington Commanders? Or could the risk of everything being decided only at the end complicate things more than help? Comment below, don't forget to share the video with other fans, and stay tuned, because here, there's always exclusive information and high-quality analysis about the Commanders.